seconds. We are going live. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Ba-da-da-da-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Ba-ba-da. Ooh, down, baby, please don't go. Whoa, down, baby, ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Bam, bam, do, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba. Do. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba. Do. Boo. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba. Do. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Do. 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 I can't sing. I cannot stop singing If You Leave Me Now by Chicago. It's stuck in my head. It will not go. It will not go. We need to play something else. What we're going to play? Let's play this. Play this. I like that popping sound at the end of that. It goes. Can you do that? Yeah, I can do those sounds too. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Radio Apocalypse. Welcome to the dulcet sounds of Mojack's happy, humming tunes that are stuck in his head. That is correct. Stuck tunes in one's head. In the head, they're stuck. Shocking. Shocking. So how are we all tonight? I can see is it Barry? Is Barry there? Barry said hello. Barry said hello. Good evening, Barry. How are you? Hope you're good. Hope you're good. We've got I wouldn't say a fun-filled, packed evening full of stuff, but sound seems to be working, which is great. I can actually hear my jingles, which is even better. I'm quite happy with that. We are also broadcasting on Mixer as well as YouTube tonight, which is great. So I have my phone here with the Mixer chat. Look, there's me, and me. There's me and me. So Mixer, hi, hang on a second. I'm going to wave to myself, and then there'll be a delay, and then I will see myself waving to myself in the delay. Yeah, there we go. That's so weird. Oh my God. That's kind of creepy. Cognag. Hey everybody, I'll be watching while finishing up some need to do chores. If anything interesting props up into my noggin, I'll pop on too. Cognag, you are always welcome, brother. Always welcome. You know that. Right, so you are in the lobby. You're not in my lobby, brother. If Jason is in the lobby, I think you may not be. JJ, I can't answer you just now, brother. I can't see you. You're not in my back lobby studio. Okay, right. I think what I'll need to do is send a wee link to Jason just now. Hold on, with the stream link. Hold on, because Jason was wanting to watch. Whoa. Something's beeping. Should we do that? Yeah, let's do that. My channel. Then we'll get the old. There we go. That's live. We'll make sure the sound's off. And then we need to go to. Where's the share button? I will just go down to share channel. It's stuck in my head. I can't share the channel. Right, no, I can't do it. Oh, no, I need to go back to Mixer. Right, okay, so we've got a few articles to run through tonight. The one that I want to start off with will be the one that I wanted to do yesterday from one of my videos I put up on YouTube. So let me right now, first of all, get the COVID Chronicles music up and we'll start from there. Right, cool. That is the wee jingle for the COVID Chronicles, and the COVID Chronicles is kind of our news program for what stuff goes on. So the first thing that I want to actually chit-chat-a-rooney about with you is it leads into everything. How come there's a friggin' hair in my mouth? Is it from my hot chocolate? I don't think so. That's shocking. Right, let's see. If the stream drops, I'm going to apologize in advance. I've got about 4 windows open, but I will come right back. Hold on. Share. Okay, let's hope we don't lose the stream. Yes, here we go. This is the video that I wanted to play last night. I recorded this directly off the telly. You may have to put your volume up a little bit because it's not like the full volume part. So let me just do this. Okay, and then I'll go to it. Then I'm going to go back a bit with it. Then we're going to play it, right? Now, the thing that you're listening to here is the interview with the nurse and her whole opinion about trust and the government. And then Matt Hancock's reply to it about trust not being an issue implied. All right? So go for it. Here we go.
Health Secretary, you've been very clear throughout this process that trust is hugely important in the relationship between the government and people, medics in that equation too. Donna Kinnear, Royal College of Nursing, who we spoke to this morning, addressed the issue of whether her profession, nurses and frontline workers, still have trust in the government. Just listen to what she said.
There have been huge efforts to get the equipment out there, but actually for nurses and doctors and others on the ground, we need every single one of those places to have the right equipment so they can deliver care to those patients at the right time. So we won't start to trust until we're psychologically and physically safe.
Can I ask you to respond to that?
Well, I completely agree with Donna about the need, and in fact, I've been working with her on exactly this. I think that Donna Kinnear does an amazing job leading the Royal College of Nursing through one of the most difficult challenges in the peacetime history of nursing. And she's an amazing woman who I have enormous amounts of respect for, and I agree with what she says, which is that we need to make sure that every single person has the equipment that they need, and that's why, despite the fact these hundreds of millions of items have been shipped, and the system for getting the equipment to the front line is improving all the time. And we're managing to make sure that we have the supplies that we need. I won't rest until everybody has the PPE that
if
they
I
need.
may, Health Secretary, the point she was making, and we have established, the challenge you face, but the point she was making is, as it stands, the trust is not there.
Well, I'm not sure that's what was implied. I think that there is a huge amount of work going on, and a huge amount of work with the Royal College of Nursing, who I think are playing a very, very important role in this crisis.
What can I say? Bullshit! Bullshit. Hi, Shady. How are you? Nice of you to join us. This is the video I wanted to play to you guys last night, okay? Now, Matt Hancock is basically saying, no, just that's not what was implied. That's not what was implied. Matt Hancock, it was clear as day. Our Lady in the Royal College of Nursing says trust will only be established if we're psychologically and physically protected from this crisis, okay? And you are letting them down beyond anything that you could possibly let them down with. The logistics is improving all the time. Really? Really? Nah. If that was the case, why then are we moving into our next little segment here, which is an article that got sent to me today as well. I'm just going to read it for you just now. I'm going to keep my face on the stream. Two of the UK's largest care home providers report 521 coronavirus deaths. Figures for facilities operated by HC1 and MHA sign of rising scale of fatalities. Now, these are particular private nursing homes and care homes, right, which are not getting the PPE that they needed. Okay, I've Jason sending me a message again just now. Jason wanting to come and see us just now. I can't get him up on this. Hold on a second. I'll need to send him to go to YouTube because he doesn't want to miss the show. Yes, on YouTube. Yes, brother, on YouTube. YouTube. Cool. Right, there we go. I wish I could help him a wee bit more. There we are. If anybody Barry, could you possibly send Jason a wee message? I think is he Fallen Angel on Discord? I'm not too sure. Send him a wee PM on Discord with the link to the YouTube channel, please. Because I can't type and talk two different things in my head. Do you mind doing that? That would be great. If you could please hold on. My voice is going. Right, so what were we talking about? Yeah, we're talking about them actually, these two places, the two of the largest healthcare home sort of places having so many deaths. These places are not receiving the personal protective equipment that they actually need. Okay, and the fact as well, right, that they're not getting it and people are dying is a direct reflection of the inability of the kit to get out appropriately. We talked last night. It says I could actually fix that overnight for them. There's all the sports stadiums in the UK are lying empty just now. Nobody's going to them. They could easily be set up as collection points for the internal logistics for hospitals to go and pick up the kit. They just go there with containers of the PPE, drop them, and then you have people dishing out what they need by the order, back into vans and off to the hospitals on relatively empty roads. Does that not sound quite easy? Jason's here. Great stuff. Thank you, JJ. Thank you, Barry, for giving JJ the linkage. Do you know what? The wonder of technology is incredible. I can't get over it sometimes. And it's really good to have people like Barry sitting there that can actually help me out. I do appreciate that in a big way, Barry. It's always good. And, you know, Barry keeps me on my toes with a bit of comedy, saying that he can't hear me sometimes. But you know something? I give you shit, Barry, but you know that I love you, man. You know that I love you. Anyway, let's get back to what we're talking about. So yeah, the figures in this place is kind of staggering to think that this is like privately run care homes. They should have access just as much as the NHS does to PPE, the correct equipment. And you've got to remember, this equipment's not just to protect the frontline workers, it's to protect the patients as well. It's to protect the patients so the virus isn't spread around. Now, there was something else that kind of triggered me a little bit with what Matt Hancock says. I've heard him on a news report talking about this, but what kind of triggered me the most about it was that he turned around and he said that PPE must be used appropriately. Now, that's obvious. We get that. PPE has to be used appropriately, okay? But he was implying that it should be used in such a way that sparingly. So what does that mean, Matt, in your expert opinion? Does that mean that we have to turn around and maybe not change between each patient? Or does that mean that we can go into one patient's room, check them out, and then move into another patient's room wearing the same kit? No. When I was in hospital for cancer, if just to stop any infections for me, if I was getting bloods taken, it was a new pair of gloves, it was a new mask, it was a new gown. Every single time it had to be done. All right. So that means for every patient getting examined, every patient being seen by a doctor, that is new PPE. Now, the British government missed out on 3 separate occasions to work with the EU to bulk buy a load of this kit. And personally, I do not actually believe for one second that they have the correct amount of kit at all. At all. I don't believe for a second, okay, that the kit is all there. Because if it was all there, there would be a massive publicity campaign of trucks arriving at hospitals with the PPE. Look, our nurses, our doctors, our healthcare workers all have the PPE. It would be a bonanza of like newspapers and other media outlets talking about this all the time. But no, it's like the kit's there, we're just having trouble getting to it. Well, we don't see the trucks, we don't see the pictures full of images of this PPE waiting at wherever it's supposed to be. I mean, where is it? If it's waiting to go out, where the fuck is it? You know, these people are dying in care homes because of not having this correct PPE. We have had deaths of our frontline heroes dying because they've been exposed to the virus. You know, I'm having a calm rant tonight, but it still pisses me off. No ends. What you want? You want that plug? Right, okay, just pull the plug, sweetie. There you go. My boy wants his Switch charger. He's sitting right there. He's a good boy. Right, so yeah, that's that. Now, I don't like Matt Hancock. I think he's a bit of a, just like every other Tory MP, I think he's in it for himself. I think that, don't get me wrong, they are managing a very tough crisis. They really, really are, and it's a damn shame that it's such a tough crisis. But they have to suck it up and do the right thing. They can't give us excuses. There's no reason for excuses on this whatsoever. It's beyond excuses. They will be judged in the court of popular opinion after this, and the pro-Tory newspapers will spin the shit out of this, saying, "We did this, we're so good." It's the Scottish government, the Welsh government, the Northern Irish government, they're all shit. The EU never did this for us. Oh, wankers, wankers, wankers. But it's not our fault because we're Tories. We did the right thing. Just please remember, okay, please remember at the end of the day that people died because of the inability to react quickly. People died because of not having the correct PPE in place. And people have died, okay, just because of negligence. Not on the front line, but negligence from our politicians doing the right thing at the appropriate time. I will breathe now, have a little drink, and then we will read the comments on that. Then I've got something else, and then we'll move on to Corona Idiots. I got, Paxton, go and get me that hot chocolate, the chili one, please, from the kitchen. Just go and bring me the jar. I got, this is something completely different for Easter, right? For Easter, my mum is some. Oh, just have a look around. Just the chili one, please. My mum bought me a fantastic thing. I'll show you it now. This is, I don't know if you can see it. If I can bring it closer, this is chili flavored hot. Is that backwards? Is that backwards on the screen? Do I need to turn it around? Hold on a second. Horizontally flip. There you go. Chili flavored hot chocolate. It's astounding. Astounding. Yes, I'm actually looking at the mixer screen, and it is this is amazing. By magic, I will flip it backwards and backwards again and backwards again and backwards again. but we like to be on this one. Right, yeah. So my mum got me that for Easter, and it is remarkable. Can you close the door, please, so I don't wake up Paula? And shut the door. No, I'm streaming. Sorry, children. What's wrong, Alia? Your mouth is bleeding. From what? Did you bite it? Right, go and gargle with water and a wee bit of salt, okay? And if it's really, really bad, I'll stop streaming and I'll come straight to you, okay? No, I will do. You're much more important than people here, okay? My daughter's got a little bleeding mouth just now. So she's away to go and wash her mouth out with a bit of salty water. And then she'll come back to me. I don't know how that's happened. That's crazy. Can we go back to the hot chocolate, though? Is there a hotel chocolate in Edinburgh? I don't know, Jason. I really don't. This stuff, though, right, is astounding. And I put like a wee half teaspoon of it in coffee and make a chili mocha. That's why I'm a bit hyper and calm at the same time. I've got a chocolate fix, a chili up, and a caffeine up all at the same time. It's astounding. Absolutely astounding. Okay, right. What have we got? We have quite a few people on tonight. I saw Equilibrium come in. Hi there. How are you, my lady? I hope Ireland is good. I hope that all the tourists got sent back packing. Not backpacking, but sent back packing. Jason's in. We've said hi to Jason. Shady's in. Great, wonderful people, wonderful people. And Cognag is in the background as well. He might be popping in later if he's got something interesting to say. You've always got interesting things to say as well, Cognag. Right, the other things I want to move on to while we're still in kind of a news mode just now is the BBC had a coronavirus evening update, and there's 5 little things that they're talking about, and it's worthwhile bringing all these up. And this is pretty much UK based. It's not really America based, but it gives you an opportunity to see what's going on. So the Chancellor, who's a chap called Rishi Sunak, right? He's the man that's in charge of the finances of our country, the Chancellor of the Exchequer. So the Chancellor Sunak, giving the daily briefing today, has warned the government cannot protect the finances of every business and every household. That's cool. We get that. Okay, you've done quite a lot already, Rishi. We get that. You're doing an all right job, okay? There are tough times, and there will be more tough times to come, he said. It comes it comes as the number of deaths in the UK hospitals have now reached 12,107, an increase of 778 on Monday's total. That's quite a lot of deaths. So tough times ahead, ladies and gentlemen, in the UK. We can only expect that. If your business is screwed, if you're a sole trader, I don't know what to say to make you feel better. Don't know what to do. The whole thing is just a shitstorm, isn't it? It's pretty poor economically. We could go around the way of like zeroing debt again, the way that I suggested, but I'll probably get shot at for doing that. I personally think we should move away from the capitalist model and do what I've suggested as well, the socialist capitalist model, or even go right down the route of the Venus Project as a whole and get rid of money. Why not? We're in a world where that could happen. We do have enough resources. They're finite, but managed properly, they could clothe and educate and feed every single person in the world. Every single person in the world, without question. Without question. But unfortunately, the powers that be don't want that to happen. They're greedy. They want the resources. They want to stay in power. But I could easily build a guillotine in my back garden. We could go French Revolution on their asses if you wanted me to. I'm quite happy to be pulling that lever on the elites, and we can mount their heads on North Bridge in Edinburgh. Anybody want me to form a queue with people first? I'm quite happy. That's where I'm going. I can feel Guy Fawkes brewing up inside me just now. It's kind of crazy. The other things, what was the other things in the BBC's evening? 5 things to talk about. 1 in 5 deaths linked to the virus. Okay, so more than 1 in 5 deaths in England and Wales is now linked to coronavirus. The Office of National Statistics has said new figures new figures showed the virus was mentioned on 3,475 death certificates in the week ending the 3rd of April. That's funny because we reported last night that there was a whole bunch of deaths that weren't having they were saying corona related but not coronavirus. So I reckon there's a lot more deaths that have been taken by the virus compared to what's actually being officially reported. Point 3 was a measles outbreak fear. Some vaccination programs have been delayed due to coronavirus. 1 second, please. Are you okay, Alia? All right. Oh, so it's just your teeth cutting. Can you close the door and put the cushion in front, please? Thank you. Right, good news. Alia is not bleeding from the mouth because of anything that's nasty. It's because she's got grown-up teeth cutting at the back, but she's sterilized it now with salty water. Are you feeling a bit better from it? Yeah, good. Everybody's asking for you here. You know, Jason sent healing vibes and stuff. You should come onto the stream and say, I'm okay. No, not here, on your device. Oh, really? Oh, well, we'll have to sort that out. Alia says thank you. Okay? She says thank you. Do you want to poke your head round and say thank you? Come round this side. Come round this side. She's coming to say thank you. Here we go.
Thank you.
What a cutie pie. Right. That's the first time any of my kids have been on the evening stream live. We're losing the format here. Get back into control. Measles. Right. Some vaccination programs have been delayed due to coronavirus, leading to fears that there could be outbreaks of measles. That basically means people are not going to get their measles jags. Okay, they're not going to get them because those have been delayed. The production of the stuff, the going to the doctors to get the jag, everything like that. So, good job, everybody in this house has had the measles or has had the measles jag. The UK had already lost its measles-free status because of a rising number of cases. That's because people didn't want to get their kids vaccinated against it. Measles is a shit disease, man. You know, whatever you think about vaccinations and stuff, all right? They've saved more lives than killed lives, than taken lives. I mean, really, I will say I didn't like the 3-in-1 idea, the MMR or whatever it was. The people that said that one particularly caused autism. I don't believe that it caused autism, but I like the jags that my kids get to be individual ones. Okay, and if that means they have to have 3 needles, that means they've had to have 3 needles, and that's fine with me. It's like, I actually asked one of the nurses at the practice, I said, what was it? It was a straightforward question of, if I took Coca-Cola and orange juice and lemonade, put it all into a cocktail thing, shook it up, okay, that would be technically all 3 of those mixed together, yeah? And she goes, yeah. I says, how easy is that to separate? How does the body know what those things are? Says, well, it would just digest it all. It says, yeah, no, but now put that into the state of like volatile chemicals, like in inoculations. How do we know that that's not actually causing new compounds, creating new compounds in the body as a result of that? And she looked at me. I never thought of that. And I says, well, that's why I want my kids to have individual jags. Right, we can arrange that for you. And Ruin was one of the last kids that actually got individual jags in Scotland before they started changing it all. But there you go. Okay, point number 4 from the BBC is nurse paid price for lack of PPE. Friends and colleagues of nurse Gareth Roberts, aged 65, who had coronavirus, are mourning after he died in hospital in Wales on Saturday. Now one of his friends has claimed he paid the ultimate price due to lack of personal protective equipment. Now, I'm going to bring up a picture of this geezer here. He was an old guy. He was a bit of an older, when I say old, you know, when you're in the 60s and you are a nurse, the guy looks happy. Look at him. He looks happy. You know, there he is with his lady wife. you know? Maybe it's his mum. I don't know. Either way, all right, this poor geezer is, you know, he's no longer with us, you know? Basically because potentially he didn't have the right PPE. It's a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. What a shame. The last point on the BBC's thing is a much more positive point, which is great, okay? £2 million has been raised by a man of 99 years old. 99. Army veteran Tom Moore set out to raise £1,000 for NHS charities. NHS charities together. Now, this, I don't know if you've seen him in the news. It's a guy that's walked around his farmhouse 100 times, okay? 100 times in a month, but with his Zimmer frame, going round 100 laps of his Bedfordshire garden by Thursday. He now aims to do 100 more. He did it all, but as a result, instead of raising £1,000, he's had donations of up to 2 million. That is incredible. Let me bring up a picture of him. There's Cognag waiting in the wings as well. We'll bring him on in a second, but let me just share this screen just now, so you can see this old geezer doing his wee walkie walk. There he is there. Wow, look at that. Look at that. I could just imagine him on his scooter or his skateboard doing his stuff. What a geezer. What a geezer. Geezer. Did I see anybody? No. It's, you're getting hugs sent to you now, Ali, as well, from people. Ah, you're so nice to my daughter, guys. But look at this guy. Look at this old boy. Where is it? Have I gone to the wrong bit? Look at him. He is, honest to God, I would be concerned for him walking round his Bedfordshire garden with his Zimmer frame. If he falls over, he's going to need a new hip. He really is. He's going to have a hip. Maybe he's had hip replacements. I don't know. But what a guy, army veteran as well. 2 million quid. That's amazing. That is amazing. Right. I'm going to bring Cognac in. If you don't know who the Cognac man is, he is our friend from California. He's waving. I'm going to unmute him now. And
How's it going, everybody?
How are you, brother? How are you keeping? I've not seen you for ages.
Doing good. You know, we had like a little bit of a storm pass by, but nice and sunny today.
Good. And what have you got to say for yourself? How's your things with the lockdown in California?
You know, it's getting easier. How about, I guess, getting used to everything, and yeah, you know, I can't complain right now, for sure.
Good. We don't like complaints on this show. Complaints.
I did say I would try to keep up on the vaccine. So
yeah, good. Have you got something to report?
The only thing that they put out for it was the full knowledge of so it's made by Inovio, DNA-based vaccine. It is meant to be faster and easier, and it doesn't use a virus traditional immunization where they kind of give it to you a little bit kind of thing, like a dead pathogen.
Yeah.
So essentially, there is only one problem, was in the end, so far no DNA-based vaccine has actually ever been approved for public use. So
right.
This would be the first one.
Wow.
But not only would it help for the current epidemic, but it would actually help for future ones to come as well.
That's quite impressive, though, isn't it? When you think about it, it's if it's the first ever DNA vaccine, what would be the pros and cons of that? You know, will it rewrite the DNA? This is what if it's a DNA one, are we now going to be living in the time of proper X-Men? You know, are they going to rewrite the DNA and grow Wolverine claws? You know, I still think from my therapy last year, the drugs that I took for my cancer, the experimental stuff, I'm still sure, even though the doctor said your immune system's compromised more, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. Okay, he says your lymphocytes are really low. I've still never had a cold or a flu for over a year. you know, for over a year. Still, it's not done it. I've not had any viruses, nothing at all. I think that, you know, that's purely because of the
Oh, that's pretty
immunotherapy
good.
that I had. You know, it's mental. So even though my immune system's allegedly compromised, um, and I have to go with what the medical experts say. I'm not going to go and walk around and go and like give somebody a big French kiss that's got the coronavirus just as an experiment. I think that would be a bit loony to do something like that, right? But let's just think, what if my immune system, what if I am an X-Man because of that? What if people, these 40 people, okay, that are guinea pigs as well, that have had this, right, end up with like slightly different genetics and they're not officially human afterwards. And therefore, because they're not officially human, they lose their human rights. Bum, bum, bum. Whoa.
I guess, I guess we'd be forcing evolution.
It'd be crazy.
Be able
Crazy,
to
crazy.
stop,
No, that's interesting, though. It's interesting what you're saying there. I quite like the
yeah.
fact. And you just keep your finger on the pulse of that. You know, you don't need to report back every single day. If something new comes on with it, you can just come and tell us, or you can come and tell us what's going on, full stop. You know that you're always welcome here, Cognac. I always like to see your happy, shiny face. It's been too nice for me to be
Yeah,
making
but sometimes
content.
I like to just listen to your happy shiny face as well. You know.
Aw, you're such a nice guy. You really are. You're very nice. We are now going to go and move on to Corona Idiots just now because I've got a video to play. So let us bring up the jingle for Corona Idiots. And I have a little boy moaning on the sofa here. So while that's playing, I will make sure he's all right. And here we go, Corona Idiots.
Welcome.
Did that play really fast? Did that play really,
Kind of
really
a little bit.
I'm going to play it again because it's not supposed to be that fast. Yeah, I'm looking on Mixer just now. It's just playing just now. And it looks like an all right speed there. Let me play it one more time. I just want to see if it's me. Hold on. Let me do it again.
Time it played fast and then it eased back into its regular speed.
Very strange. It's a very strange thing. That's strange.
Sounds cool,
Jason
though. It's like a remix.
Cognac is a beautiful person. He is, Jason. He's a beautiful person. He would be like Cognac. Right. So let me bring up the share screen for this one. If we lose the stream, I will come back to it. I promise you. I got this sent to me by Barry this morning, and it's definitely worth a wee look at. This is a video. I wonder if we can get that coming up like that. Yes, there we go. This is a video of a nurse confronting people in a park. Okay, it's yeah, just watch. See, hopefully it'll come up properly. Hold on. Oh, we're not going to lose the stream, are we? Oh, here we go. We'll just hope that this plays. And I don't have to refresh the screen because I've had 5 tabs. Oh no, I can get rid of. Can I get rid of that one? We can get rid of that one because we just did that one earlier on. It's not playing. Right, so what we're going to have to do is we will come back and we'll show Handsome Cognac and Handsome Mojack's Happy, and we will just talk amongst ourselves while I push refresh on that one there, and hopefully it will take us back. Now, this particular video is a medical work in the UK confronting people that are in the park that have been out for a cycle, and she sounds a bit emotional. She sounds quite emotional when she does this. And hopefully we can get this video playing. Hopefully we can get it done.
Oh, and
because
did
I
you
just
by
want to
chance,
talk about
that video you had with the dude in the bottles when he did the plunger?
Yeah, I've got that one. Well, we can play that one. Whoa,
By chance,
he's got a
by
TikTok.
chance, have you seen his? I was just gonna say, by chance, did you see his latest one?
Yeah.
Is to put the discs in with his nipples?
Oh my God, no, I've not
into his
seen
machines.
that. We need to see if we can get hold of him and get him to do something live. You know, can you imagine? You have more credibility and clout on TikTok than I've ever got, mate. Okay, so I'm going to leave that with you. You can send him PMs and say, there's one guy in the UK that loves your plunger nipples, okay? And he wants you just to do your plunger nipples or something crazy live on his stream one night, just at the end of it. Man, that would be
I am totally
incredible.
down to try to get him. I'm down to try to get him on. That'd be cool.
Ah, yeah. In
I'll
fact,
do
you know
my
what?
best.
While we're waiting, so people can actually understand what we're talking about here, right? I'm going to play this guy's video. If you've not seen this, I've kept this on because it's one of my favorite stupid videos of all times. This is a guy on TikTok with plunger nipples, bored out his skull, abusing Corona bottles with his plunger nipples. Right, here we go. Let me just play it. Oh man, is that working? We might have to play this again. I don't know.
His face is so it's so straight. It's a straightforward face that it's not even got a smile. It's like straight as an arrow.
It is. It's so funny, and it's the bit of music at the end, like it's the last two chords or the last chord of the Mission Impossible music. That cracks me up every. Yeah, sorry, Jason. It's the botties. It's the bottles. If you've not seen that video before, I found it completely by accident when I was looking for people that are bored during the isolation. It was part of the isolation games a couple of weeks ago. It cracked me up, and I've kept that video there ever since because it's something that just brings a smile to my face. But usually I usually play it right at the very end if I'm going to play it, but we had to play it there as a bit of a filler while we wait to see if this other video. Oh, it looks like we'll be able to play it. Like, let's have a quick look. I'm going to push play. Are you going to play this time? Damn it! We'll see. We will see. It's kind of I can see it queuing up, waiting to play. We're going to wait. If the sound comes in on it, that's cool. But this guy, that guy that did the plunger nipple bit, he's got his own TikTok, and I actually came across his TikTok completely by accident, just trolling through the other night there at 2:00 in the morning, and that was me. I was poorless, absolutely poorless. It was one of the funniest things I have ever seen in my life. You know, I would actually like to have a sword fight with him with plunger nipples. You know, that sounds a bit homoerotic. Maybe that's not a good idea. I don't know. But I feel that the guy deserves a lot of credit and recognition for his originality. But his whole TikToks like that. He does stupid things. He's also, I'm sure he's some sort of some sort of athlete.
They updated, just to let you know. You can do
Okay.
voiceovers of your own now during the edit of the video, so you can actually input your monologues into all of them preemptively and cut out their voices and actually just use yours. So you no longer have to lip sync. You can actually lip to yourself as sync. Yes. Still make it your voice.
Right. Shady has just said, how do I unsee that? You don't, Shady. You don't,
You do,
because
yeah, you definitely don't.
I'm going to play it again before the end of the night. Okay.
In reverse slow-mo.
Now I got a very uncomfortable visual, right, of me doing the sword fighting with. I'm sorry, I'll take it back. It's a late at night show. It's not a family show late at night, Shady. I apologize. Greatly. It's just a bit of fun. I cannot get that video of the nurse shouting at the people in the park. So I'm just going to talk about it. She basically sounds exceptionally emotional. She talks about how she goes to work and why do you guys sit in the park with your bikes all together think that you're invulnerable? You're a bunch of idiots. You're a bunch of idiots. And she basically goes on and goes to town about it. And I wanted to speak about this because it's the first time I've seen a video of a member of the public confronting people about this. It's usually you see the police or something like that. But we're getting to the point where people are getting totally pissed off. I mean, we're talking totally pissed off that they're doing this, that people are just taking advantage of it. And the funny thing was as well, Cognac, the funny thing was, right, it was all youngsters. It was all late teens, early 20 looking people. And it's kind of disappointing to think that uh, they just don't give a shit, because see the older generation, like I would do anything for my kids, you know, anything at all, and my mum would do anything for me. Okay, and we would stay indoors. We would go out and work if we couldn't, if we had to work. We would put food on the table. We would make sure that there was electricity, Wi-Fi, make sure they always have what they want, right? As best as we possibly can. We wouldn't spoil, I don't spoil my kids, but they get what they need. And I do what I possibly can to get them what they want. But my kids would be okay with this, but there's a lot of people that wouldn't get up off their arse and do the same thing for their grandmother, or get up off their arse and do the same thing even for their parents in this circumstance. I mean, just look at them. They're sitting on their bikes. They were sitting on their bikes in the park. We've got people going, you know, traveling all over the country to go on holiday, like to Ireland. We talked about this morning. People away to Ireland over the Easter weekend, people traveling into Cornwall, a guy traveling to the Lake District, you know, all, you know, breaking these sort of quarantine guidelines. What a bunch of dicks, you know, what a bunch of dicks. It's just really frustrating. And to hear a member of the public sounding a bit emotional, twitching her voice, you know, I'm going and dealing with patients every single day and looking after them and worried about bringing the disease back to my family, and then you assholes are sitting down in a park not giving a shit. You're a bunch of dicks. One of them gives her a bit of lip back. I would have knocked him the fuck out. I would have throat punched him and watched him gargle blood bubbles and say, right, you go to the hospital now, you wee dick. Okay, with that. All right, let's see if you think it's a good idea. I get a bit aggressive about, you know, things like that. It's just when people, it's the old soldier in me, the old Royal Marine. It's like, I'm going to turn around. I'm not going to aggressively attack somebody on purpose straight away. But if I'm saying, look, you've been a bunch of dicks in that situation, if somebody was to give me a bit of lip back, I'd probably give them a fat lip straight away, because they need to be taught a lesson. They're just been, and then I would wash my hands afterwards. Okay, so I didn't spread the virus after punching his face. Okay, I'm going to be a good boy and wash my hands afterwards. That's what I can say. Right, let's have a quick look at the comments. I think Shady is still reeling with the vision of Mojax Happy having a plunger sword fight with Plunger Chappie there. Should have thrown ice water over them in the park. Yeah, I thought you meant over me doing the thing with the plunger nipples.
White shirt.
You can throw cold water over me if you want, Shady. I'm quite happy with that. I've done the ice bucket challenge years ago, and I'll happily do that sort of thing again. Yeah, we're going to finish up tonight with a couple of great stories in the isolation games. And I got sent a great article by Nyla, which is about it goes stories of kindness during the virus. So let us bring up and see if our last jingle is speeding up as well. Hopefully it's not. Let's check it out. Yeah, that seemed a bit Speedy Gonzales as well. I don't know what's going on with the jingles. You know what? It's okay. When I'm looking at on Mixer, it's actually going at the right speed. Maybe it's just the connection we've got here. It's that technology thing. We're getting the upgrade soon, so we won't have these problems, and I won't have everything. Sorry.
It's on a rotator. Sorry, it started spinning.
Mental. Right. Okay. So we are going to. I've got one little article about somebody in Florida and then we'll go on to the one that Nyla sent me. This is, I found this on, where did I find this? I think I found it by accident, or somebody sent this to me as well. It's a restaurant in Florida, and it was struggling to stay afloat during this time. And the restaurant owners listed a rare bourbon for $20,000. It was a bottle, and a veteran bought this bottle for 40,000 just to help the 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 business out. He didn't have to do that, okay? But I thought that was an amazing act of kindness. So let me read the article to you. Like many in the restaurant industry, Suzanne and Roger Perry saw their business in Tampa, Florida, take a huge hit because of the coronavirus pandemic. Across the US, states have ordered the closure of bars and restaurants to help curb the spread. That's happening in the UK as well. Some restaurants have completely shut down, others have transitioned to pick up on delivery only, and a handful have restored to creative options, including selling groceries or including toilet paper in their food orders. That's interesting. To keep the businesses afloat. Okay, as a result of such restrictions, the restaurant industry went from close to 400 employees in this particular business to 27, which is pretty awful. Most of the employees at this restaurant are family members now, and so they went away to go and see if they could raise some money. So they Googled to see what the prices were for this particular bottle of bourbon, and it was listed between $17,000 and $26,000. I'm trying to find what the bourbon's called. I'd be interested in looking at it. So offers for the rare spirit started rolling in, but most were much less than the requested $20,000 they were asking for. But then a woman called and I spoke to her husband. He is a veteran. He appreciates bourbon and wanted to add it to his collection. And they decided that they would purchase it. And we were very happy about it. Of course you would be happy about it. But instead of buying it online, the man insisted he would buy it in person with a cashier's check. He drove it in the next morning and handed Roger the check. And Roger and Suzanne looked at it and saw that rather than it being for 17,000 with the discount that they had offered, the check was for $40,000. Wow. Can you imagine that?
That's
Isn't that
awesome.
amazing?
Awesome.
As
And
just
he's a
an
pro collector, which
act of
means he's not even gonna drink it. He's gonna
yeah,
drink
yeah.
it.
It's like I've got a special bottle of whiskey up on wall. I don't know if I showed you that one time, but we'll show it another night. But that's a bottle that will never get opened. But to have somebody, can you imagine that these people, they're trying to keep their little business afloat. That's the extra 20 grand could keep them going for another couple of months, maybe. Just while this all pans out a bit. I was amazed. I thought that was a beautiful, beautiful thing. I really liked it. Right, so the isolation games starts off with a beautiful story with a random act of kindness, and then excuse me, we have a nice article from Nyla. Nyla sent me this morning, and it is 17 stories. We'll go through them. I will just read the headlines to them. If there's a particularly interesting one, we'll stop and go into the details for it. But the 17 heartfelt stories across the globe about things that are going on. And I think it's important. I think it's really, really important, okay, that we remember that it's just not all shit that's happening. There are people out there that are good people doing good things, like that veteran with the 40 grand, and then also in these stories as well coming up, which is really good. It's not that bad, man. You don't need to cry. I'm see you rubbing your eyes there. Okay.
Oh, that's joy, man. I freaking, I, I love sappy, good people,
Yeah,
stories,
big
all
stuff.
that. It's good shit.
Yeah, big cuddly teddy bear shit stuff. Right. Okay.
Sorry,
First one.
I was digressing.
No. You can interrupt me anytime. You know, not everybody gets to do that. Not even my job. Why have we got this popping up? We care about your privacy. Yes, we know, but you can just go away for that. There we go. We get rid of you there. This is just going to go. Here we go. Right. Maine landlord Nathan Nichols announced he will not be collecting rent in April to ease his tenants' financial worries. That is story one. That's amazing. Now, I've heard stories similarly in the UK that there's been some private landlords that said, look, take a rent break, take a rent holiday. We're not going to be asking for this back. That's the sort of thing that we need to happen in the community. Story two is a woman and her roommate can breathe easy now thanks to her landlord's kindness. This is another landlord kind of story. I just heard a story from a friend that her landlord is halving the rent for 2 months. That's amazing as well. You know, it's like halving the rent's better than the full rent. What does LVMH will soon be distributing free hand sanitizer? Oh, it's like a luxury corporation manufacturing gel and perfume. So here we go. They're going to be distributing free hand sanitizer in France. That's story number 3. That's incredible. Free hand sanitizer. It's not anybody I've seen doing that. Woolworths has set aside 1 hour every morning for elderly and other vulnerable individuals to buy items they need. Now, I just want to say something. The store that I work in, all right, they do like a senior hour on a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock. And we have in the store, there's a route for people to walk around so you don't walk into an aisle with somebody coming down in front of you. So it's like everybody walks in one direction. Okay, and the whole idea of having a senior hour is so they're not around other people coming in that could potentially have rubbed shoulders with people with the virus. So they're going to be less vulnerable. Okay. It also means as well that they can have more help to get the checkout, get paid, and get the fuck out the store as quickly as possible. Because in retail, customers are very annoying, and older people, God love them, okay, they can be a bit frustrating as well. Okay, they can. I know this from experience. I will stand and speak to them all day because that is my job. But I really just want them to get the shopping and get home. And before I went off sick with everything, that's what was going on. I was saying,
I did see one of them using really cool.
You just unplugged. You can't unplug that, Alia. I know I want you to plug it. You just put my lights off though.
Oh.
Yeah, oh. So you can just give me that. Just give me that. Thank you. So, okay, my daughter has just put me in the blackness of the black. Yeah, just take that one. I'll plug in this one. People might not see me. Let's see if we can get that working again. There we go. We've got the lights back on now. Thank you, Alia. Okay. We're cool now, all right? I had it plugged into your charger because I was charging my phone earlier on. Oh, yeah. This is what happens when you have kids and technology. They come up and they unplug the chargers that are sitting beside your thing. They cause you havoc. Everything goes black behind you. Because look, I don't know if you can see, I've got nice, I'll put myself on the big screen. I've got nice shiny lights. Whereas now I've just gone, there we go. I have nice shiny lights behind me that focus on me and the lights. It makes me look better. Switch them off. I look terribly unattractive. Okay, that's what it's about. Right. So we get the seniors in and we get the seniors out. That's what the whole thing is actually about for that. And I think it's a great thing. They also do on the same mornings, on different mornings, they do for health workers as well, which is superb. Chicago's Shed Aquarium is spreading smiles by turning penguins into visitors. Without any human guests, the aquarium is allowing groups of rockhopper penguins to explore various exhibits outside their habitat. And of course, they're sharing this with elaborate footage. That's amazing. Oh, is there a video of them? I wonder if that'll play. Hold on. If that plays, oh no, it's not going to play, is it? The media could not be played. Bummer. Well, I might have to look that up. Rockhopper penguins in Chicago's Shed Aquarium. That would be interesting to see them run around the rest of the aquarium looking at fish and stuff. That'd be amazing. I like penguins. Number 6 is with Japanese schools closed, kids are getting creative when it comes to graduation. So some elementary school students have decided to hold digital ceremony in Minecraft. Wow. One parent wrote they spent all day online together playing games and laughing, and they had great fun. And there's a picture. Well, actually, I'll just bring up this thing just now. Hold on. I want to show you the picture of what's going on in Minecraft
That's
here.
amazing.
That's crazy.
actually
It's crazy.
awesome.
What are kids like? Friggin' mental. Come on, up you come. There we go. And there it is there. So
We're gonna
they made
have our
that there,
graduation in Minecraft. That
made
is
a graduation thing in Minecraft. I wonder if that's all the teachers. That's crazy. Mental. Right, so Hyundai and Genesis have pledged to cover up 6 months of car payments for owners who lose their jobs in the wake of the outbreak. Wow, that's amazing. Cleveland Metropolitan School District is providing free breakfast and lunch to kids. Yeah, we do that in Scotland anyway. All right, that's nice that Cleveland are doing it, but we do it in Scotland anyway. Okay, so it's all cool. Wuhan doctors celebrate the closure of the last temporary hospital by removing their masks in an uplifting video. I saw this video, and it's quite positive. But can you imagine? Just imagine, right? That happening in the UK. I wonder if we'll have such a thing. But that's Wuhan. That was the center of where it all started from. That's brilliant. I'm quite impressed with that, to say the least. Nah, that's good news. Nice one, China. China. Day to day dry law. Local a convenience store in wow, look at that. Actually, I know what happened here. This was done. This was a couple of weeks ago. This is in my city. They basically made coronavirus packs for people. Check this out. So it was
oh,
like, and they gave them away with toilet rolls, tissues, hand sanitizers, hand soaps, things like that. And they actually gave this away to people for nothing. Nothing.
that's
And it's just a
amazing.
little corner shop. Well, more of a convenience store than anything else. But that's amazing. I'm well up on that. I remember reading that ages ago, about 2-3 weeks ago. Um, what's it? Right, okay. Asaya and Javid, owners of Day to Day Express and Stenhouse Muir, are also giving away. That Stenhouse Muir is another little town just outside Edinburgh. They're also doing it. That's amazing. That is so good. Oh, well, bless them. Chinese billionaire Jack Ma will donate 500,000 test kits and 1 million masks to the United States to help with supply shortages. Such a nice guy.
That's so cool. That's awesome.
Do you know what, though? I mean, do you think that President Trump's going to accept that after all the bullshit that he's said about China? You know?
You know
Crazy, man.
what? To be honest, if he doesn't, at least our Congress is smart enough to.
Yeah, at least they're giving an
Oh,
effort. You
yeah.
know, at least they're doing
Yes.
something positive. I
Yeah.
agree with you completely.
But
Completely agree with
that
you.
is an epic donation. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, I agree. Totally. Not only is Davidson College issuing refunds to students who live on campus, but it's also helping with moving costs. That's nice.
Oh,
Well, Fossil is closing all its stores until March 28th. The company will keep paying its employees in the meantime. That's nice. You know what? My store is really good, okay? I am off work until the 15th of June, but I'm getting my full wage while I'm off because the government want to protect me and my employer wants to protect me from the virus. And that's a very positive thing. Now, I felt really guilty being off work and not actually being ill for my first 2 to 3 weeks. It's one of the reasons that I started doing this stream, Cognac, was basically to have an outlet of it all, to be able to rant about the virus and stuff. But mainly it was to keep my mind occupied as well, because I felt terribly guilty about not being around my work colleagues and not being there to lead my team.
but you know,
Through this
but you don't
particular
have to feel guilty. You realize if that's their offer to you, they obviously see you as definitely a valuable employee in the first place.
well, there is that, but you know, my work ethic is I should be at work. If I'm not unwell, I should be at work.
It
You know,
just
that's
means when you
just
get
how I
back,
feel.
just work twice as hard for a second to make up.
Nah, fuck that. I'll work what I'm supposed to work, man. I'm not going to work twice as hard. You know, I'll do. There's bound to be a few people that will say, you know, you've had a 12-week holiday, and I'll be like, well, it wasn't really a holiday. You know, it was It wasn't a chore either. I wasn't sitting in my bed all day. I was still getting up at quite early in the morning and doing stuff, but I was doing stuff for myself rather than stuff for my work. Anyway, let's move on. We're story number
You're a good
15.
man.
Author and Professor Roxane Gay has generously offered to send money to anyone that can't afford groceries. Wow, that's very nice.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, can you imagine? Just sort of like, I mean, I can't afford groceries. Well, I can, but just give me some money anyway, Roxanne. That'd be cool. Delta CEO Ed Bastian gives up 100% of his own salary for 6 months to help airlines survive cancellations. Wow, he's given up his own salary for 6 months. What a guy. That's quite good. You don't see Richard Branson doing that. Do you know who Richard Branson is, Cognac? He's he's the chap that owns Virgin Airways and Virgin Holidays, Virgin Media, and Virgin, as it's a massive company. He's a British entrepreneur, and he started off with a record company. He's not a bad guy, but he's a bit of a twat actually. But he's not a bad guy, just a twat, you know. He's turned round and basically asked the government for money to tide him over, doesn't want to lose his business. He's actually taken the NHS to court before our National Health Service and won billions for something because he was running a bit of a private organisation within the NHS. He's a bit of a twat. Nice guy though, you know, he's charming, but a fucking twat. Okay, and I can't see him giving up his salary completely for 6 months for his airline people. You know, I might just have to copy and paste that into his Twitter and say, Richard Branson, you're a wanker. Look what fucking Ed Bastian's doing from Delta Airways. What a guy. Finally, we'd be remiss if we didn't recognise the everyday heroes who make sure the public has access to the supplies that they need. I could not agree more. One day last week or the week before on the morning stream, I leaned out the window and I was shouting at the custodians of recycling. That is the posh word for the trash men. The guys that go around in the big trucks picking up the bins and chucking them in the back of their lorries. The custodians of recycling. That's what their names to me. It says, you guys are awesome. You're picking up all that nonsense still with this virus going on. And they all looked at me and they were like, you're a fucking idiot. Shouting as a man, shouting out the window at us, saying thank you for picking up the rubbish, picking up the trash. Well, you deserve a bit of thanks. You know, these are the people that we've always taken for granted. The shelf stackers, the litter picker-uppers, the trash men, the postmen, the milkmen, the people that do deliveries, all that nonsense. It's all there. And we take them for granted, but they are the backbone of civilization. These people doing their job, you know, and it's amazing. It's amazing. Right, that is us for the night. Let's have a quick look down the chit chat and see in the comments what people shall we play Nipple Man one more time just to annoy Shady? I think we will. I think we'll Shady, look away now, here comes Crazy Nipple Guy one more time just for you. Genius. The man is a genius. You gotta friggin' love it. I just think, Cognac, you need to do one like that.
It would suction cup pretty good, I guess.
Oh man, big farm plungers on your chest, like ones that they use for doing something to cows with or something. I don't know. No. The comments are from Jason and Shady. It's like, no. I love that. I've actually got that in my favourites on StreamYard here just to click onto it from time to time. I'm actually going to find his TikTok and I'm going to link it in on our Discord so everybody can go. Look, have you seen the ones as well where he's in a contortionist position with his head, like his legs are over the back, round the back of his neck and stuff like that? Have you seen that on his TikTok? The guy's a legend. He's a contortionist. I'm sure he's some sort of acrobat as well, and he does stupid things like you had like. You'll hold a rope between his butt cheeks, and you don't see his butt, right? Okay, all right. It's like through his pants. It's through his joggers, right? He's holding a rope, and that rope's attached to a silk cloth underneath the Corona bottles, and he goes like that, and he pulls the cloth out by shaking his booty like that. It's absolutely hilarious. I'm going to find it, and I'm going to stick it up. Are you laughing at me? What? You're laughing at something else, right? Okay, my son's laughing at something. It's okay. But there we go. You just threw up in your mouth a little bit. Shady just threw up in her mouth a little bit.
That's awesome.
I
hope
am
you had
so
a good
sorry.
lunch.
I'm so sorry. Here we go. Hide the plungers in Asda when Mo goes back to work. Yes, hide. We don't have plungers in my store, unfortunately. I've got 2 in my bathroom though, but they've been used in the toilet. I will not be using them on myself. You're seriously going to hurl. I am so sorry. I'm gonna have to bring my brother onto the show and show him that, because he'll just love that. He'll actually make something of it as well. It's a meme waiting to happen. Right, listen, Cognac, thank you for joining us tonight. You just hang fire in the back room so we can have a wee chat at the end, because I've not spoken to you for a few days. It'd be good to just have a quick 5 minutes before I head off and watch some cartoons with my kids. Ladies and gentlemen that have been here tonight, let me first of all say I am so sorry, Shady. I did not mean to trigger your little vomitous reaction there. Okay, it's one of those things. We need to keep a what's the word I'm looking for? A bright side to this terrible thing that's going on. Thank you everybody else that was been here tonight. Barry, Jason, Equilibrium, everybody, Shady, Jason, the whole shebang, the whole crew. It's been great fun tonight. We'll be back in the morning round about 9:20 if anybody wants to join us. Cognac, you got anything you want to say before we go?
Every day is leg day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Every day's a leg day. I'm glad that was a leg that you just threw up in the air. Crazy. I'll be off in just a wee second. Okay, then we're going to be watching cartoons. Ruin, do you want to come and say goodbye to everybody, Ruin? You need to come round the other side. Okay, Ruin wants to come and say goodbye because he's speaking in the corner there. This is my second youngest son. Come round this way. Come and say hello to the microphone. Here we go. Hold on. Let me put you on the big screen so everybody can see you. They're up late tonight because they're not at school just now. See, there you go. Say hello.
Hello.
There you are.
And bye.
And bye. Right, off you go. Off you go. Go and sit back on the sofa. He's a good kid. He's a good boy indeed. Right, okay. Every day's a leg day for Cognac, and every day's a plunger day for Shady. Okay, so we will see you all. We will see you all tomorrow morning. Shady might not ever forgive me again. I promise I will not show that video during the daytime, Shady. Okay, that's a big fat hairy promise. You take care, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you in the morning. Take care.